Hello, welcome everybody. It is the end of February. We are getting ready to begin the month of March. We are moving and approaching the new moon phase, which will be in the sign of Pisces on March 2nd at 12:35 p.m. That'll be Eastern Standard Time. This is the mutable water sign of Pisces, the deep feeler, the space and the energy where we are guided to lose ourselves in the flow of the collective soup. It is representative of the 12th house, which is, the alpha, the omega, the beginning, the end. The 12th house represents this area in our lives that can feel overwhelming, but it also is where we surrender to a greater cause. It is where we, so to speak, end one phase and begin a new, right? In Aries, the beginning. And so I feel this brewing of emotional intensity. And I think it's important that we set our intentions with this new moon to not lose ourselves in the collective narrative of what is taking place out in that outer world, as many people are purging deep wounds or acting out deep wounds in the collective, and to not get lost and not to get caught up in that, because the lower aspect of Pisces is escapism, not going deep into our feelings, right, to feel so we can heal, but acting out of high emotions or high feelings. And so I think it's important for us to really think and reflect upon that as we're moving into this new moon in Pisces, where we can perhaps, let me move my mic a second. I didn't light my candle, and I do like to have a candle going as I am doing readings. Hold one second. No edit on this. I suppose that's part of being real too, right? Not apologizing for our authenticity. And so really reflecting on this and feeling, a lot of deep emotions coming up. We now have the nodes of the moon that are moved in. The north node is in Taurus, which is where we're wanting to head towards, the true values of life, our resources, our material, like food. And the south node in Scorpio, uprooting and uplifting, allowing wounds or dark hidden things in our subconscious perhaps, and we're seeing this on the collective as well, of letting go of things that no longer serve us for the higher good. And so with the Pisces energy, it says it's wistful, because Pisces is the sign of the dreamy. It can be our spiritual connection where we tap in through meditation or breath work, or even getting in nature, wherever it is that you feel that you can connect most easily in your heart with spirit, right? And tapping into that. I believe we need that more than ever right now, to have ourselves a strong foundation within, our spiritual connection within, to allow us to flow through what we're witnessing on the collective in a more, up-centered spiritual aspect of knowing who we are, knowing there's a bigger cause, knowing that a lot of the things that we're witnessing is old energy dying and flailing around like insanity, right? Like a fish out of water, to hold on to these old structures. Pisces is also known to be a very compassionate sign. So make sure that you're not getting too emotionally charged from witnessing things. And if you have a trigger come up within you, witness it, observe it, to be able to release it and be forgiving with yourself. Not to condone behaviors, whether it be in your immediate surroundings or in the collective, of the fuckery that we're all witnessing, right? That's happening. It's always one illusion after another. That's another thing with Pisces energy. And we're witnessing, there's a huge stellium at the time of this new moon with a lot of energy in the same area. Jupiter is also with Neptune, the ruling planet, both in Pisces, of expansion, allowing for optimism. And it's also can be like where these delusional or illusions, right? The dangling the carrot on one side and keeping people distracted can be really expanded right now. And that we're witnessing that currently as I'm coming to you in 2022. You know, it's been for 2 years, the um, COVID narrative, 24/7 programming, TV, social media, everywhere you look. Can't even open up your weather app without COVID deaths. And now the narrative shifting over here. Look at this war. Look at what's happening over here. Look who's bad. Meanwhile, whatever's hidden, right? Hidden, we have the energy of Pluto and the Pluto return of the United States taking place. Where these dark hidden things for so long are trying to keep you distracted. That's what I call Hollywood, Hellwood, was all about. To celebrities, to sports, to the biggest hype, to the next drama unfolding with humanity, always to keep us distracted. So that's where this can be, where you're such a deep emotional feeler, right? Or healer. Hope you're not here for my nails today because I'm having quite the issue with them. Where you can get overwhelmed with emotions to witness what is coming up within you. So perfect time for meditation. Again, mutable water. We're also seeing a lot of shifts with the weather, and we have the ongoing Uranus square with Saturn that's wanting Uranus change, Saturn old ways, and we're seeing this play out. And the reason the United States is so significant with its Pluto return this year is because for so long, under the authenticity of what this particular country was created to where there could be diversity, it's been hijacked. It's been made into the delusions and the illusions to think that we were just all high and mighty. But in all actuality, the government's not been representing the people for a long time. A lot of governments haven't. And so we're seeing this huge awakening. So yielding to a greater cause or power. So this is where we can observe the things, but not get emotionally charged with them so that we're not acting out or feeding that energy that we're witnessing take place, the next drama, the next illusion to keep you distracted from what's really happening. Hopefully by now, I'm sure if you're tuned in here, you're listening and thinking, yep, I see all of that. But just reel yourself back in when you get caught up or swept up in that, right? Because of this mutable water energy, our emotions can be heightened. Our emotions can get shifty and change real sudden. So it's important to utilize that practice, whatever it is that brings you back to your center, to see the higher perspective, to remember that you're a spiritual being, right? The one fish swimming up, the one swimming down, embodying and living our spiritual aspect through our earthly vessel while we're here, and maybe perhaps keep anchoring the light and not focusing on the latest dramas and this energy that is so done and dying, but is still trying to hold on to dominance over the collective, you know, keeping us distracted by black, white, mask, no mask, jabbed, unjabbed, all of the crap that is meant to keep us distracted. If I'm not mistaken as well, Pisces type of energy, not being ruled by Neptune, is also, you know, the end antennas, the glyph of Neptune pointing up. That can be our spiritual connection, but I also believe that is media. And oh my God, I got rid of TV service years ago, and which is a blessing, but every once in a while I do tune in to see what narrative is next for media. And specifically, I'm talking about the United States media. It's all a bunch of shit. They only want to share half truths, no truth at all, always trying to keep us caught up in the illusion of fear. The highly charged, they know it works on people's emotions. That's why they do the subliminal programming constantly, right? So this new moon is happening, I believe, at 12 minutes, 12 degrees 6 minutes. And so we're going to read the Pisces Sabian symbol for this, for the collective, right? But before I do that, I would like to pull one anchor card for the overall energy of this Pisces new moon. It's the perfect time for us to set an intention that we will not escape from our feelings, that we will not get too emotionally charged with what we're witnessing. And how this may reflect for you or come up for you is it always starts right within us, in our immediate surroundings and relationships, and then it goes to the collective as well. So witnessing yourself, never shunning any emotion, but also realizing that triggers are meant, triggers are like a doorway. If something triggers you, it's like a doorway, an opening per se, to another layer of healing for yourself, for your evolution of your soul. And so we're witnessing this huge within individuals. And then we're also, again, this influences everybody. The Pluto return to the United States influences everybody, because we've had, our government has had their nose and dabbled in with other people's business over most of the time, material things, illusions, like again, all the warring has always had an undercurrent of energy that none of us really knew about. And again, that is taking place currently with the Ukraine-Russia thing. This person's bad, this person's good, take this side. All, now I'm not saying who's bad, who's not, whatever. All I do know is the illusion of the American government, first, because I do reside here. I do reside in the land that we call the United States, but they do, the representatives of the government do not represent me as a person. And most likely, this goes to be said to be true with also, you know, whether it be Russian government or Ukrainian government. They don't oftentimes represent the people. And where we're headed into this Aquarian age is it's about more equality, more balance, more harmony, more justice, right? The scales of balance to where the collective consciousness should be represented by the whole, not the few at the top who dictate over the rest of us, where we are left feeling that we don't have a voice because elections have no integrity. People are placed in positions of, quote, power. Remember, your power is divine. Remember, whether you call it God, creator, source of the universe, whatever, to me, I don't care. But remember that ultimately, that is your power. That is your higher self being your leader. And that the veils will continue to fall. The revelations will continue to be revealed, truth being revealed. And it's important for our emotions to be in check so that we're not becoming taxed and lowering our vibration to the current energy that we're witnessing play out, that is crumbling. The tower moment of this energy is no longer supported collectively, and this goes to show how connected we are with everything and to everyone, is the Schumann resonance continuing to spike, more and more solar radiation coming into the magnetosphere, not only having an influence over Gaia and humanity, but over all of the planets, and then the cosmic sun, the central sun, having an influence over the collective as a whole of maybe different relatives we have out there in the ethers that we don't physically know about, right? That we know are there. So everything flowing, and the mutable energy is always the energy of change. And so if you have things that are in fixed, which I'm sure most of you do in your personal chart of fixed energy, then it's hard sometimes to, but this is the awareness of it. Remembering that staying in the flow right now through the ever-changing shifts is the best place to be for yourself. And that Uranus in Taurus is the prime example, because Uranus is the planet of sudden changes and shifts and energy, but it's in that fixed Earth Taurus sign. So a lot of physical purging in our bodies, a lot of physical changes on the earth plane, a lot of shifts and changes to our planet, our food, our resources. And it's always best to connect with your spiritual part of yourself, because that's really where we get that strong foundation to be able to weather and shift all of these changes. So blessings for being here with me today. Thank you so much. I'm going to clear my energy and draw some cards. And I do believe we're going to read the Sabian symbol, which I found to be always very precise for the current energy. God, Creator, Source, Angels, Spirit Guides, we just ask for the overall energy for this new moon in Pisces that we are fastly moving into for March 2nd, 2022. Powerful energies with all the 2 February 22 of 2022. Strong foundations are being asked for all of us to strengthen those within us. It's about balance. It's about harmony. It's about balancing your feminine, masculine, coming into harmony with yourself. Getting back to the roots of who you are in your authenticity before all of the outside programming tried to squeeze us into boxes. So the overall energy for this new moon in Pisces. Your dream state could be heightened right now. I know mine is, because Pisces is dreamy. You could have overwhelming feelings of compassion. And again, make sure you're not escaping your feelings, whether it be by escaping into social media, escaping with alcohol, escaping with food. Really feel into it, and it's not such a bad thing to shed some purifying tears if the things that are happening on the world stage hurt your heart. Always remember, there's a truth that defends itself and needs no defending. It stands on its own, and there's always this illusion and delusion of what people's narratives want us to think, feel, and get emotionally charged with. So it'd be a great time to set your intention now, since we're so close to this energy in the new moon in Pisces, on balance within yourself. So the overall energy, can't make it up. That's why I love working with spirit. Dream, Pisces, Neptune, 12th house is very dreamy. Dreams can be intense. Something is revealed. Insights, breakthrough. Perfect card. Vulnerability. Feminine energy, which is representative of the water signs. We even have the moon there. Be a dream. Do not set your limits in a box. Be a dreamer. Envision this planet having more equality, more balance. Dream more compassion within yourself and the collective. Wow, what a powerful image. Something is revealed. Pay attention to your dreams. Look at dreams more symbolically and metaphorically than literally, and you will start seeing how divine speaks to you through your dreams. Insight. Something could be coming up for you. Set your intentions before you go to bed at night. I wish to see things revealed to me in my dreams. You'll be very surprised on that. Breakthrough. So what can happen when we set our sights higher with the Pisces energy to dream big, because we're spiritual, we're humans having a We're spiritual beings having a human experience. Be vulnerable with yourself. Be real with yourself. Be emotionally fluent, meaning if you need to cry, freaking cry. And be a superpower right now, which is be a dreamer. Don't get caught up in all of the drama that we have seen play out. And if you have to get things straight in your own personal life, by all means, this would be the time to get on that ride and do so. Be real. Be real with your partner. If something needs to be said, speak it. Be real with your children. If something needs to be conversed about, talk about it. Talk about future dreams. Talk about setting intentions with this type of energy. Powerful time to do just that under this new moon in Pisces energy. So with the Sabian symbol for this new moon, it is, I believe, 12 degrees, 6 minutes, something like that. But we always round up doing the Sabian symbol. This symbol speaks to the far-reaching effect of the lives and deeds of historic figures of the past. The key word for this Pisces new moon is a sword in a museum. Example. The image of a sword in a museum emphasizes courage, honor, willpower. But the sword here is also a weapon laid to rest. And as such, it can symbolize prior hostilities, bitterness, conflict. So if you have something come up right now, a past wound, it's time now to lay it to rest, to not keep living our lives with the old programming. Never condoning shitty behavior, but to get past it. Like this card here about resolves and softens. It's about forgiveness, really, at the end of the day. Forgiveness of yourself that you didn't know any better, and that maybe, like me, I surrounded myself with people in the past where I was just asking for abuse because I was emotionally codependent. No freaking more. I'm laying the sword down, right? Whatever it is for you. Don't stay bitter. Go into your heart. Be compassionate. And again, don't be a doormat for people neither. Just because we're soft, just because we're feminine, just because we're vulnerable, does not mean, as I was taught so conveniently by people who were my abusers, forgiveness to them was you just keep forgiving them even though they're doing shitty behavior. No, 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 no. And we're seeing that on the collective, right? At every critical turn of events in recorded history, someone or more individuals rise to glory and shape the destiny of the race. And down through the years, their courage and achievements continue to influence the thinking and the decisions of new leaders in similar situations. On the positive, at its highest, this symbol represents personal power, decisiveness, and the ability to inspire others by living collective ideals in practical, everyday ways. On the lower aspect, gross exaggeration of the difficulty and magnitude of achievement. So we're seeing a lot of that, right? We're seeing, we'll just say, the selected person of the United States getting up there. The dude don't know where the hell he's even at, and most people that even sit and watch his body language or listen to him know that somebody else is pulling the puppet strings of it, right? So exaggeration, right? Look at what we're seeing in the Ukraine-Russia thing. But do we really know what's happening there? Or are we being programmed to believe a certain way? Think about it. The ascent is on an influence from the past. You may find yourself trying to discover how immediate predicaments were successfully resolved in similar situations. So pay attention to the repetitive things, right? Your greatest advantage lies in following precedent or tradition. Do your research. Look at the background or the history of the immediate situation. So maybe this is your opportunity to dive a little bit deeper on what you're being programmed to believe. And then going into your heart space, perhaps setting an intention to ask for the Holy Spirit to guide you to clarity. Maybe there's confusion. Maybe it's causing so much emotional hurt within you that you're getting caught up in that and fixing your energy on that. Guard against making mountains out of molehills. Don't blow things out of proportion or exaggerate the magnitude of a problem you solved. The stepping stones for this new moon in Pisces are prior achievement, battles won, archetype, paradigm, representation, ideal, hero, peace, courage, honor, valor, bravery, power, decisiveness, and inspiration. So be inspired. Allow things to flow through you. Be inspired by how far you have come. We all have had wounds on this earth plane. Earth is, who did I just listen to this morning? Dr. Christine Northrup and a couple other people, that planet Earth is gangster. Because it's a very, very difficult place, especially for this Pisces energy, right? The soft feelers and healers that can get overwhelmed by injustices or any of the fuckery happening on the earth plane. It can be very taxing, but how you can overcome it, rise above it, and have the realization that we chose to be here at this time, and we can choose to see that we're here in these huge shifts of energy as a blessing, and that our light is actually all that is needed to set our intentions. So pay attention to that. Allow this time, like I cannot stress enough, meditation. Whether I went out last night, bundled up, sat outside in the cold, bundled all up, and just sat there looking up at the trees, talking to spirit, just really blessed for getting my life force energy back more and more. I was going down the rabbit hole and getting too emotionally invested with the latest dramas. And you know what? I just said to a girlfriend this morning after I listened to something last night about the Ukraine-Russia thing, I said, you know what? It's just the latest next drama they want to keep us distracted with. And although I do always set intentions in my compassionate heart to see a better world, and that I don't like seeing people suffer, I am not getting caught up, because after this thing, there'll be another thing. And this was all planned by design. It's an illusion to keep us distracted while there's other fuckery going on over in the shadows. So maybe research. Currently, the distraction with the Ukraine, Russia, all meant to just crash our economy, as we know. One of the intentions of it is the WHO is trying to get different governments right now to sign a contract that they have authority over global response in the event of another pandemic. So maybe check into that. They're signing, and these governments are signing bills and doing this, that, and the other all the time, then we don't even have a say-so. So hold your light, set your intention, be a dreamer, pay attention to your dreams, be vulnerable with your feelings, have an understanding that you will have probably many things revealed to you, that you're going to gain insight by it, and it's going to just create a breakthrough within you. Spiritual aspect of that. Taurus, I have. So you always have enough. Taurus is our values. Taurus is also beauty, because it's represented by Venus. Sacral chakra, solar plexus. I have. Maybe perhaps some affirmations, whatever feels right for you in your heart, to ground you. That's another reminder too, to get grounded in all of this water energy and all these shifts and changes and the spikes and Schumann shifts that are happening. More cosmic radiation coming in. Get grounded. Breathe. Remind yourself that you have everything within you. And really allow yourself to vibrate true self-worth through your knowingness that you're a spiritual being, that God, creator of the universe, has your back, that everything we need is provided right within us. I have the energy of Taurus. find beauty in your life, feeling like we need joy. So do whatever it is every day that brings you joy or laughter, and that will help us through these times of shifts and changes where it's really super emotional. And I should have turned my furnace down, I guess, before I sat down. Wow. Just a couple more cards here with the Pisces new moon. So we got quite the stellium there. We got the sun, the moon, Jupiter, and Neptune is the ruling planet of Pisces. So big feelings, big intuition, big dreams, big revelations, and also maybe a level of optimism with that Jupiter energy. And also big, over-exaggerated illusions and delusions. Do not mess around with substances right now where you are feeling like, oh, I'm just going to take one hit of this, or I'm going to drink this, because it can get out of hand huge right now. That's another thing coming up, is don't get lost in your mind. Keep yourself centered. 7 of Wands, fire energy, defense mechanism. So this is huge with the highly charged emotions that may be surfacing right now. Remember that your deep feelings are valid. When they do surface, observe them. Make sure you're not going into defense mode. Make sure that because you feel a deep emotion, that you're not projecting that out there into the collective and being defensive. Truth, validation comes within you, and we don't need to defend truth. What we need to do is surrender and flow to the truth. And when you're in that universal alignment, so they say, of your truth, it ain't about my truth, your truth, it's your truth. We don't need to defend. So make sure you're not lashing out on people that you love, or lashing out because what you're witnessing in the collective is bothering you emotionally. Make sure you ground yourself and don't allow this energy with the deep feelings and emotions to put a guard on your heart, right? Stay in your heart. All will be well. And the best opportunity is to go with the flow right now. Now we got another Wands energy, 3 of Wands. So we got change. That's what's happening with this mutable energy. 3 is also representative of change for me. Awaiting results. So perhaps you're setting an intention with this new moon. Perhaps you're reflecting upon what you have right now. And also this Taurus energy with the I have. Don't forget to be thankful for what you have presently. So this awaiting results could be something that's revealed to you in your dreams. It could be an insight or a breakthrough that's coming through within you of, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. But right now, maybe time just to simmer, because we don't want to act out of this defense mechanism. Maybe this energy here with the 3 of Wands is that we are encouraged to meditate more through this change with the 3 and allow it to percolate. I just said this to somebody I love recently. It's just a simmer time, just simmer, right? And not to act too hasty out of our emotions and feelings, especially with the South Node in Scorpio, where there's going to be continual things coming up that need to be let go on an individual level and a collective, because the nodes in the astrology, aside from your personal one, that's different for you, but the collective nodes right now represent the collective, it's in the Taurus Scorpio. So letting go of deep-rooted subconscious programming, deep-rooted hurts, feelings that may have left you in defense mode, to reflect, to feel, to dream, to visualize yourself. Like for me, for instance, I am the lineage holder. I am changing the programming of my youth. Could be for whatever reason. Could be for you just to allow some dreams to come through, right? And just kind of sit on it and reflect upon it. And how does it make you feel? Does it uplift you or does it bog you down? Time to let that shit go. And it's like an onion and peeling layers. So keep doing so. Last one is the Magician. Perfect. Manifestation tools. And that is on more than ever. How do you manifest? Meditate. Reflect upon your values. And do you value what you used to value? Do you need to change? Allow breakthroughs to come through. Sit with it and set your intentions. And again, we had the 2 wands here too. So to me, that fire energy is an initiation, and how you can do that. Profound with the manifestation card of the Magician is you have the power within you to set the intention, and that is the perfect time to do so with this new moon in Pisces. Going forward, dream big. We had no idea how powerful we are, and now that that is happening on the collective, where more and more people are waking up, and a lot of us aren't buying into the programming anymore, we're realizing, no, we're going to manifest a peaceful world. We're going to manifest, we're abundant. We have everything we need. We are creative. We're all sparks of the source, the one. Yeshua was here to remind us all that in the flesh, we have all of the abilities that he had. He was not here to be worshipped, for all of us to be sitting and waiting for his return. No, the return of the Christ consciousness is now. We are in Revelations. We are meant to dream big, because the manifestation tools that we have right now with the energy of the collective, the planet Earth, the grid, the solar energy coming in is huge manifestations. And I have right ear download right now. Beautiful. And the I am affirmation for this reading for the collective is I am willing to let go. This is what I've been speaking about during this whole reading. Dream big. Don't get stuck in your old emotions, whether it be hurts, wounds. South Node in Scorpio. Be willing to let the shit go. Dream big for yourself, for the collective, for the planet, for the cosmos. And in order to manifest a more peaceful you, a more brilliant you, a more powerful you, we have to let that shit go. So I love this reading for us all. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're new, I hope you stay. Give this video a like. Comments always do help with the algorithms. I send so much love to you from my compassionate heart to yours. Dream big. Set your intentions with this new moon coming up March 2nd. We're in the energy now. I send this to you with so much to love to you. Shalom, shalom.